the Libyan government and national army continues to advance on Tripoli. Now, forces have occupied the airport, which the United Nations-backed government of the National Accord still has not regained despite aerial support. Now, to learn more about this situation, we turn to former Pentagon official Michael Maloof. Thank you so much for joining us,
Pleasure.
Michael, on this. This has been going on for a while, but it's actually coming to the headlines now. Is it a good idea at this point for the U.S. to be withdrawing its troops and all of its support staff from Libya at this time?
Well, they didn't want to put them in harm's way, because you got a civil war underway here, and Haftar is the commander of the Libyan National Army is gaining a lot of ground at this point, and he's been threatening it for quite some time. U.S. troop support there is only an advisory training role. It's not combat, so that is our procedures to pull them out.
Well, that's the thing. With this brewing civil war, it might even be ongoing at this point. I have to ask, there are two sides to the civil war, I'd assume. Who's on which side, and which countries are kind of aligning to support each side at this stage?
Well, the government in Tripoli is the UN-recognized government, the U.S. state government. The one in Benghazi is what Haftar heads, and he is supported by Russia, by France, also Saudi Arabia, United Emirates, and the other GCC countries, which then raises question about the strength of U.S. policy in that region as a result of some of our close Arab allies going with Haftar, and Haftar has been backed by Russia for quite some time, and it all started when the government in Tripoli refused to step down as they were supposed to, and Haftar decided to go in and do something about it. Now, to what extent he goes, it depends, and whether he will. I think there's an initiative to try to get him to slow down, but he's got his own agenda.
Well, obviously, there's definitely two agendas going on here. I have to go back. Whose responsibility is it? Because there has been this destabilization of this area for several years now. Who actually? Why are we at this point right now where we're going to have a civil war, and what really caused it?
Well, it all started with the fall of Gaddafi and various factions coming out of Tripoli and out of Benghazi. Never the twain shall meet. And then the U.S. recognized, along with the UN, the government in Tripoli, but the government and the guys in Benghazi didn't do so, and in fact
they didn't get the memo that, by the way, the new government being recognized
internationally. And secondly, the concern by Haftar is that those that are supporting the government in Tripoli are members of a lot of jihadi militants groups, local groups,
right?
And he's totally against that, and that's one of the reasons he's going in.
Well, it's going to be very interesting. Now, I got to switch gears with you to Iran, as we originally talked about. Secretary of State Pompeo has labeled this group, the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps, as a terrorist organization. They kind of want to help the people of Iran, and he says he wants to help the people of Iran get back their freedom. Is that what the people of Iran are looking for?
At this point, and I've spoken to a number of Iranians, they believe that increased U.S. sanctions is actually hurting them, and it's actually a unifying factor within Iran right now. This separate issue of sanctioning the IRGC is very, very troubling, because it's a military organization, part of the government, and it puts them on par with our U.S. forces. Right. And so by us doing this, I think it's a Pompeo setup to lure Iran into some kind of a conflict. Given the fact that Tehran has announced that U.S. troops are now regarded as terrorists, that just came out, that if something happens, it gives the U.S. an opportunity.
Well, is that what we've done? What is this movement? Does it make it then that we can take out their leader? Does it kind of give us a reason to take out their leader and allow us to go to a war with Iran at any time?
It's all Israeli driven. This is all Israeli driven. We don't look at Iran except through the prism of Israel.
Well, right now, between Israeli elections, between now what's happening in Iran, and we look at what's going on with Tripoli, and our initial story.
And also the threat against Hezbollah in Lebanon.
So we're looking at a boiling pot. So right now, who's advising the president? Have the neocons officially taken over the administration?
Oh, yeah. They run the Trump administration foreign policy. Trump has his own foreign policy, but they run the administration foreign policy. Never the twain shall meet, and right now the neocons are in control.
It'll be interesting because at the end of it, it's our men and women's lives that are at stake on that, and peace.
And it's going to get worse. It's going to get hotter as we approach summer.
Well, it's going to be, that's never a good thing. Thank you so much for joining us and trying to dissect this very boiling pot of the Middle East.
Yes.
Thank you, Michael.
Sure.
Hey YouTube, thanks for checking out our channel. We hope you enjoyed the video. We have tons of content for you just like this. For more of RT America's one-of-a-kind news and analysis, be sure to subscribe and never stop questioning more.